Hey there, good morning, I'm John. Today is Tuesday, October 8th, 2024, and this is another entry in my daily vlogs. The document of me is trying to make content creation indefinitely sustainable, and each morning I talk about what I've been doing, what I'm doing next, and report on how it's going. So let's start with yesterday, first day back in the new week. First I knocked out a short form video. Actually, I fed our web app the latest essay tutorial from last weekend, and it did okay on a few. It made me long for the days of the 3-minute short, because you just can't put a thought sometimes in a minute from these videos. It'd be great if there was like a minute 30, minute 40, right? So, but I did find out of the 10 it made, I found one good one, published that one. So I got a short video out there. I also in the morning took care of the latest entry in Retro Days of Celebrating Yesteryear series, which I host. So I got that recorded and uploaded for the editor. Then in the afternoon, I wanted, remember I think I said I wanted to go ahead and get a video knocked out to get the week started. That's been a trend lately, is that I can find a short video to do on Monday and get the week started. So it's not like, you know, because often Tuesday's too short because of pod editing. Sometimes it's Wednesday before I get something out. And so I like getting something short published on Monday, which I did. So I had a 1979 pinball toy that my daughter found at a vintage, like an antique mall or something that she brought me as a gift. So I did a video on that. It's a vintage piece in amazing condition. And got that out around 4, 5, I don't know, yesterday evening. So it's just been out overnight, but it's already pulled in 2,300 views. And I will say that, you know, in hindsight, I'm looking at that, and of our recent 10 videos, 2,300 views is number 10. But it's 2,300 views overnight. It's just that our recent videos have been performing so strongly that it makes this look like it's a weak performer, when in fact it's you know, publishing a video and getting 2,300 views overnight is something that would make me faint even a year ago, right? So so happy with that. And again, it's evergreen. It's a brand new video of a vintage product that they're not making anymore, so it'll continue to trickle in views. I mean, it's still got a life even in the next few days, right? The package I was waiting for from FedEx arrived. In fact, it's sitting here at my feet to do something with. Let's see. Also, I did some graphic design for a flyer that was requested for the podcast. We have a listener who has a record store, and he said, I'd like to put a flyer up for the podcast. We're like, we can do that for you. So I've created that for him. Yeah, and then just some little publishing, some social publishing and stuff throughout the rest of the evening. And our weekly meeting on Monday got pushed to this evening, so we'll take care of that. Let's talk about stats then. So again, stats are coming down off of the huge stats that we had, but still performing well. I have a little chart here, and I would like to ideally be at or above the middle, which is 13,000 views and 80 subscribers average over the last 7 days. Well, no gangbuster yesterday, so like yesterday, the views are about the same at 11,400 average over the last 7. Subscribers down just a tiny bit, 119 subscribers average over the last 7 days. And though we did not hit a new milestone today, you'll remember yesterday we were like at 61,701 or 2, just a couple. So we broke 100 yesterday, but it was already midway through the day. Anyway, we're about 5 shy of the next milestone. So we'll talk about that tomorrow, and maybe a double, maybe 200 crossed tomorrow. So we'll see how that goes. Today then. So today, of course, is Tuesday, which means it's podcast editing day. And that takes place over on Twitch every Tuesday morning at 10 a.m. and just including this Tuesday. If you'd like to join us, it's twitch.tv/GenXGrownUp. Now, typically what we do is we take a recorded episode and we chop it up and turn it into a show. Today is another one of our rewinds where we're taking an older backtrack and repackaging it for republishing because we weren't able to record. We had a break in our schedule. So that will take place there on Twitch, and we'll get that turned into a thing. Now, it doesn't take quite as long, so it won't be the full probably 2.5 hours. So I'll reclaim some of that time when we're done. But each Tuesday, I'll remind you, if you are an Amazon Prime subscriber, every month you get a free Twitch subscription token you can give to any Twitch creator. And if you give it to nobody, Amazon keeps the money. But if you'd like to give it to somebody who's not Amazon, it's really easy to give to GenXGrownUp. So just go over to twitch.tv/GenXGrownUp, as I had said, and once you're there, click on that little subscribe button. Now you might have to scroll or go to a second tab and look for the tick box that says use Prime Sub. And when you do, the checkout says free, click it, and you're done. It goes straight from Amazon to us. You don't have to touch it, but you have to redo it every single month. If you've done it before, and it's been more than a month since you've done it, please consider popping in and renewing that. Those really add up to, I think that we normally get 30 or 40 people in these live stream edits, and we get usually 4 or 5 people will think to renew during those times, and each month we get, I don't know, it comes to 100, 120 bucks or so that really goes toward supporting this experiment. So if you can, that's awesome. Once the pod is done, let's move on with the next thing. I have that FedEx box, it's a press kit for a game we live streamed some weeks or months ago, which I was very fond of. I stayed in touch with the developers. The game is coming out, and so I got a press kit for the game. So I'm excited to see what cool things they have done in their press kit to help promote this game. And I want to help promote it because I think it's really cool. Then I need to pick my Friday plays and go ahead and start working on gathering the artwork and doing a little bit of reading and research, because it's already Tuesday. Before you know it, 2 more days, and it's Thursday, and I need to shoot that Friday plays, and I haven't picked anything yet, so I got to get after that. And then, of course, getting back to the recording schedule, we're recording an episode tomorrow, so I need to do a little pod prep, which just means pick a listener email and just stack it a little bit. It should be easy to do, but I need to get that done before tomorrow afternoon when we're going to record. So I'll try to get some of that done today. Before I leave, I wanted to another commenter message that sparked some thought for me, and it was JL who commented on one of the vlogs last week, I think, anyway, last week sometime, earlier, the week before, something like that. But he said he can't understand how is it that a channel that we have 61,000 subscribers doesn't get more views. And he's like, I don't know how the algorithm works or whatever, but it seems crazy. And I get that. It's like, well, you have all these subscribers, how come they're not if you subscribe to the paper, you read the paper every day. But YouTube's not like that. Just because someone has clicked that subscribe button, there's no guarantee or even expectation that they're going to watch anything, let alone everything that you do. So I did a quick poll and experiment to find where the number is. So I pulled a couple of, I wouldn't call them competitors, but there are a couple of channels that are in the space and doing comparable things that I'm doing. So similar available audiences and things. I looked at John Riggs, a very successful channel, a little over 200,000 subscribers. And I looked at his last 9 or 10 videos, averaged how many views that he got on them. And he averages only about 11,000 views per video. Some higher, some lower, some are 15 and some are 6, 3 or whatever. But he averages about 11,000. And that's only 5.5% of his subscriber base. So yes, a larger subscriber base does mean more views, but doesn't mean 200,000 views because you have 200,000 subscribers. I also looked at my buddy John Hancock. I call him my buddy. We've never met in person, but we've corresponded a little and we've talked some via email. But John Hancock's 137,000, so he's a little over double my size right now. His average video view is 5,400 views. I just averaged the last 9 or 10, like I said. So he's only hitting about 3.9% of his subscriber base as his average view count. And then I looked at ours, 61,000, an average of 3,300 views per video over the last 10. Now by that I mean that number. I think that number's broken. I was right. That number was off. I had to recalculate it. I just remembered where I looked to get my number. Anyway, so GenXGrownUp has about 61,000 subscribers, almost 62. And we get an average of 5,400 views per video over the last, I think, 9 I polled. We're getting an 8.8% view ratio, which is above John Riggs by about 3%. It's double what John Hancock is getting, but it's on a scale, right? So the more subscribers you have, the more likely it is that you can get views, because what happens is when you publish something, the subscribers will see in their feed, oh look, this thing you subscribed to, new video. Doesn't mean they're gonna click it. I mean, you go to YouTube, you're subscribed to, I don't know, 20, 50, 100 channels. You know, let's say each of them does a video once a week. Do you watch, 100 videos a week? A lot of them are going to do more than one video a week. Do you watch 200 videos a week only from your people you subscribe to? Well, you don't. And that's what happens. So building that subscriber base builds the larger potential pool. But all things considered, GenXGrownUp is above the average for the number of views percentage-wise compared to the number of subscribers that we have. I would love for the subscriber base to mean guaranteed views. Hey, get 60,000? This video will get 60,000 views. Experiment over, we won. But unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. But thank you, JL, for the comment and for the question. And it was definitely worth exploring. And I had not run those numbers before to see how we were doing in comparison. I don't like to compare my success to others because their path is different, their audience is different, their approach is different, and so they're going to get different results. And some people, I'm sure, are probably way above that, right? But in comparing myself to a couple people in my space on a scale, based on a proportionate scale, we're ahead of the game. We just need a bigger base number, right? To, imagine, so if that's, let's say if we had the size of John Hancock, that would mean we would be averaging double what we're doing now, because he's about double our size. You get the idea? So anyway, yeah, interesting. Thanks for the question again, and that was fun math to tinker with, even though I screwed it up the first time around, but at least I noticed it. Okay, yeah, I gotta get ready for the podcast edit over on Twitch, so I'm gonna go ahead and take off and get to work. Thank you for popping in to check out today's vlog, if that's what you did. If you're here every day, you know that I love you for that. Thank you so much for being here regularly and being part of my support system and keeping me going. So have a great Tuesday. Hurricane's still coming. We'll talk about it again tomorrow. Don't forget to do something good for yourself today, though. I'll talk to you again next day. Bye-bye.